The lunch rush was over at Miller's Diner, a small town spot off Highway 49. The air smelled of fries and coffee, and most people had gone back to work, except for one boy sitting alone outside the glass door. His name was Evan, 14, with sandy hair that stuck up awkwardly and eyes that darted to read lips he could barely understand. Evan was deaf since birth. He communicated with signs, scribbles, and a few practiced words that didn't come out clear enough for most people to understand. That didn't stop him from trying, until today. A group of high school boys had cornered him outside the diner. They weren't hitting him, not yet, but what they did was worse. They laughed as they pointed their phones at him, pretending to sign gibberish while mocking his attempts to speak. "Come on, say something," one of them jeered. "Use your magic hands, freak." The others roared with laughter. Evan's face crumpled. He tried to sign "stop, please," but they only laughed harder. A waitress, Jenny, inside the diner saw what was happening. Her stomach twisted. She wanted to help, but before she could step out, one of the customers, a man in a leather vest with Biker Brotherhood stitched across the back, stood up. "Hold my coffee," he said. He walked out the door, his heavy boots echoing against the pavement. His name was Bear, and when he stepped between the bullies and Evan, the laughter stopped cold. "What's funny here, boys?" Bear asked in a calm, low voice. The teens stammered. "And nothing, man. Just messing around." "Messing around?" Bear repeated. "That kid's got more guts than all of you combined. Now delete those videos, before I do it for you." One boy muttered something under his breath, but Bear took a single step forward, and that was enough. Phones came out, videos were deleted, and the group scattered like frightened birds. Evan looked up in awe as 40 bikers pulled up, shutting off their engines in perfect sync. Bear grinned. "Evan, meet the family." They weren't an outlaw gang. They were part of Guardians of Grace, a biker organization that visited schools to talk about bullying and kindness. Every one of them had their own story, ex-soldiers, teachers, parents, even a few who had been bullies themselves. Bear signed to Evan, "You're part of us now." Tears filled the boy's eyes. For once, he didn't feel small. He didn't feel broken. He felt seen. The next day, the same bullies returned to school, only to find 40 motorcycles lined up outside the gates. The bikers weren't there to fight. They were there to stand with Evan. The principal came out, startled. The bikers smiled and handed her a banner that read, "Kindness is louder than cruelty." Evan was called to the front office. When he stepped outside, the crowd fell silent. Bear knelt again, signing "You're brave." The bikers clapped, slowly at first, then louder, until the sound filled the air. That moment changed everything. Videos of the event spread online, but this time, it wasn't to humiliate him, it was to honor him. People wrote messages of support. Schools invited the bikers to speak. And Evan, the boy who once hid his hands, began teaching sign language to others during lunch breaks.